Hey there once again, folks, to my Let's Play of Ever17, episode 26, past the quarter mark. Last time, Takeshi went to rescue the hamster, got it back for Tsugumi. Tsugumi acted like she doesn't really hate him for once, so that's cool. And then he went back that night, or early morning, depending on how you look at it. Couldn't find her in the infirmary, which I was just thought this. She's really the smart one, cause she got herself hurt and she's been sleeping in a bed in the infirmary while everybody else is just kind of lounging and sitting around in the conference room, probably getting back pains while she's got the comfy hospital beds. Why aren't they all in the hospital? Why aren't they all laying down in the infirmary? And this is a big place. Surely they've got more than one or two beds. Just wondering. Anyway, that was just amusing that I had a few moments ago before I started recording. Alright, on with the show. Let's find out what he's going to do now that he can't find her and he can't sleep. Anyway, having no particular place to go, I found myself in front of an elevator. Oh yes, that's right. I have to choose the button. I forgot about that. Pushing the button. With no clear reason in mind, I pushed the elevator call button. All it did was make a noise. The elevator showed no sign of budging. But of course, all of the elevators in this section of the compound have been shut down.
こんばんは。
Hearing a voice from behind me, I turned my head. And there was Tsugumi standing quietly.
ねえ、何してたの？そんなところにいてもエレベーターは来るわけないわよ。
I didn't have an answer to give.
どうしたの、たけし？聞こえてないの？
Okay. I couldn't help but laugh.
ちょっと、どうしちゃったの？なんで笑ってるのよ。
Tsugumi seemed slightly disturbed. It's nothing. No special reason. It's just that, oh, crap. Sometimes me and Takeshi, we kind of line up. Because I was just thinking that her "Are you deaf?" question was pretty pointless because she knows he's not deaf. It's just that, well, I thought your question was pointless. At first, Tsugumi started to frown, but then she laughed back at me.
少しはあなたもわかるようになったよね。
I suppose. I was just out for a little walk. What have you been doing? That's okay. You don't have to answer.
だったら聞かないでよ。
Turning her eyes away, Tsugumi frowned slightly. Looking at the floor, she seemed lost in thought. After a moment, she lifted her eyes and spoke.
ねえ、たけし。クバレって知ってる？
Qual?
そう、クバレ。
That might be what I meant. Bet I just mispronounced that. Sorry about that. Did they say this earlier? Because it seems like it's like jellyfish. Can't remember. I'll pretend like I know. Yeah, I know what it is. It's a jellyfish kind of attraction. Right?
ええ、そうよ。
Okay, wow, I remembered right. Awesome. So, what about it?
クバレはこのエレベータールームのすぐ裏手にあるの。
Yeah, come to think about it, you're right. And then we both fell silent. Tsugumi started to giggle and gave me a hard look. We both knew what we were going to do next. With Tsugumi in the lead, we headed for the quality entrance. Say, how do you make this thing work?
さあね。
Go figure. Come on, tell me.
スイッチは入ってるから乗れば勝手に動き出すわ。
That's it?
さっき試してみたから確かよ。
Well, if you say so. Wait a second, you've already tried it?
ええ、試したの。
Really, just get on it and it works? Is there no real security thing, you know, like some qualified individual has to turn this thing on or something? Some kid snuck in at night, they could just get on it and ride it? Oh wait, this isn't the normal amusement park that they have in the cartoons or movies. Oh yeah, duh. Kid snuck in at night. He'd be a very good sneaker. Segumi's face looked troubled, as if she'd been caught at something. You're saying you rode it alone?
一人じゃない。
Her and Mr. Hamster went on for quite a joyride, I suppose. So, who was with you?
誰かとじゃない。つまりチャミと一緒に。
Oh yeah, Chammy, that's his name. Oh, you mean your hamster?
そうよ。
In other words, one adult and one critter.
うん。
You rode Quali with Chammy.
そうよ。何度も言わせないで。
Well then, how was it? Fun?
チャミはすぐ寝ちゃったわ。退屈だったみたい。でも私はそんなことどうでもいいでしょ。意味がない質問よ。
Segumi hadn't said much, which was a lot more than usual. In other words, you were lonely, huh? If I was there, I could have cheered you up.
何が安心なのよ。
Well, you know, you've been through a lot. And I thought maybe the two of us together would... But then suddenly, Segumi's expression lost its tension. All of a sudden, she let out a laugh. Hey, what's going on with you? Did I say something stupid?
別に。全然意味なんてないの。笑ってみたかっただけ。
And then suddenly her expression hardened again. But then again, I thought that a slight smile still remained on her face.
行きましょう。
Okay, if you say so. Together we got inside the ride. Immediately after the hatch closed, the gondola began to move forward smoothly. It was just as Segumi had said. The jellyfish-shaped gondola picked up speed and headed toward the outskirts of Zuete stop. The corrugated tube carrying the gondola wrapped its way along the perimeter of the floor. Floating comfortably inside the tube, the gondola skirted its way along.
あなたに話したいことがあったの。
About what?
ええ、話しておきたいこと。言っておきたいの。伝えておきたいの。今ここでなら決して誰の邪魔も入ることがない。
It must be really something important. Something serious?
ええ、私にとってはね。
Having her approach me to talk was unusual. Segumi fixed her eyes firmly on mine. Her eyes were serious, with no sign of mischief in them. Whatever the consequences, I had to listen.
12年前、2005年8月。
Some backstory from her. Very interesting.
ある夏の日、私は感染した。とあるウイルスに感染した。
Ooh, a virus.
そう。2005年、12年前。私がまだ12歳だった時のこと。
A virus?
うん。
And are you still infected?
そうよ。私はキャリアなの。
A carrier? What? Wait a second. Come on, wait just a second here. You mean to tell me 12 years ago, age 12. Okay.
言った。
That's what I'm saying. 12 years ago, at age 12 means your age now is...
そう、23歳。
That'd be 24? Okay.
あと2月で24。
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I don't need to ask questions. Every time I ask a question, they're always answered in the next thing, so I just need to always click when I have a question. Just need to click one more time from here on out.
私は24年前、1993年の7月に生まれたの。
July 93. I scrutinized Tsugimi's face. There was no way she looked 23. But then again, I knew she wasn't lying. We had never touched upon the subject of her age, but I had assumed her to be a high school student at the most. 23 years old, I muttered to myself. To think, she was 3 years older than me.
ねえ、あなたはどこにいるの？
She suddenly changed the topic. What do you mean? Where? I'm right here.
ここってどこ？
You know, here is here, right? I beat the palm of my hand against my chest.
あなた、爪切ったことある？
What's up with you all of a sudden? Tsugimi leaned over urgency right in front of my face. In her eyes I could see something like a distant light. I could just glimpse the tip of her tongue, wet and smooth.
いいから、爪切ったことある？
Of course I have.
じゃあ、その切り取られた爪にあなたはいる？
What do you mean?
爪にあなたはいるの？
No, I guess once it's gone from my body, it's not me anymore.
髪は？
Same goes for hair.
だったら、ここにくっついている髪の毛はたけしだけど、こうやって抜いた途端、
Ah! I reflexively put my hand to my head. Tsugumi had yanked out a couple strands.
これはたけしじゃないんだ。
Tsugumi held the hair up, waving it around. Huh, that's tough. It isn't me, but I guess you could call it X-me.
じゃあ、腕を引きちぎったら、
We are going to end with the demonstrations now, right? You're not gonna go all full-out Wookiee on me now, are you? You gotta be kidding. Tsugumi grabbed my arm. Oh, great. Oh, okay, great. And before I could react, I was drawn into her body. Okay. Although she wasn't abnormally strong, I found it impossible to resist her. It was a natural, flowing movement. Inside the white gondola, Tsugumi's body covered mine. I could feel her breath. I really hope I remember, that I don't have to remember anything here. This might be one of them lost episodes, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm fairly certain it's not. I could feel her pulse. I could feel the warmth of her body. I could smell her scent. The smell of musk. It made me slightly dizzy.
ねえ、腕を引きちぎったら？
Gazing intensely at me, Tsugumi continued shooting me questions.
その腕にたけしはいるの？
No, I suppose I wouldn't be there.
じゃあ、足をちぎったら、胴を切り離したら、脳を取り出したら。
Still gazing at me, she moved her hands and put them on my neck. It felt like I was being hunted. The illusion was intense. I'd expect it would be a bit intense, with a girl on you grabbing your throat. She looked straight at me. I couldn't shake myself away from her gaze. I peered deeply into her eyes. I felt like I was being sucked inside her. Those eyes, full of that distant light. I wondered where the light originated from.
たけしはどこにいるの?
Where am I? Me, Takeshi Kuranari. Since the moment I was born, I had existed as one person, one continuous, linear, cohesive individual. There was no doubt about that fact. The me as a baby in the photo album, the me running around in elementary school, and finally the me sitting there. They were all the same organism called Kuranari Takeshi. So where exactly did that entity called me exist? In the past, people thought that the soul existed in a person's heart. Descartes believed that the soul inhabited the pineal gland in the brain. The brain. I wondered briefly if it existed only in my memories. But if that were the truth, then if I lost my memory like a kid, wouldn't that mean I was no longer Kuranari Takeshi? Thoughts, senses, emotions, sensations, character, values. All of those things were nothing but functions of the organ called the brain. For one thing, the me that ran around in elementary school was composed of different molecules than the me there. From purely a material point of view, my younger me was entirely different than my older me. Cells die and are replaced daily. Every cell that is replaced will also die. They say the cells in the entire human body are completely replaced every 3 to 5 years. By comparison, a rock would be composed of the exact same molecules 5 years before, or 5 years hence. But the human body was different. The cells of me 5 years ago were not the same cells as the cells of me then. Even so, the me of 5 years before and the me then were definitely the same. Then, just what was it that defined me? And where did that me exist? Is this information that he actually knows? Because he doesn't seem like the type who would remember or pay attention to the sciences. Just saying. To where he can quote them facts off just like that. Very interesting thoughts. I have to say that though. Sugumi took her hand off my neck. I breathed easier.
そう。あなたという存在に実体はな、あなたはただの概念だから。
A concept.
情報。ソフトウェアと言ってもいいかもしれない。CD に焼かれた情報に実体はある。CD はただのプラスチック。ポリカーボネートという物質の塊。それは情報とは何の関連もない。情報の実体なんかであるはずもない。情報に形はないの。ただ専用のアプリケーションを用いることによってのみ情報は具現化される。しかし具現化されたその情報の形さえ本質ではない。本質は情報それ自体を指すのだから。たけしも同じ。たけしという本質に実体はない。なぜなら倉成たけしという人間の本質はただの概念、情報、ソフトウェアに過ぎない。それは肉体というハードによってのみ再現される。そう、肉体はハードウェア、たけしという本質を具現化するためのただの道具。
I see. Okay, I understand you perfectly. No, actually, I hardly understand you at all. But if what you say is true, then what? What does that have to do with what you were talking about?
今から12年前、私はあるウイルスに感染した。
Yeah, you said that.
そのウイルスのおかげで、ウイルスのせいで私の遺伝子のコードは書き換えられてしまった。
What? Your genetic code?
細胞は日々生まれ変わっている。生まれ変わり、そして死んでいく。通常人間の体細胞は5年後には全て入れ替わる。12歳の時ウイルスに感染した私の細胞はその瞬間からゆっくりと細胞分裂を繰り返し、5年後細胞は全て入れ替わったの。つまり私の肉体を構成する全ての細胞の遺伝情報が5年の歳月を経て全部書き換えられたということ。最後の一つとなった細胞が死んだ時、12歳の時の私は跡形もなく消え去ってしまった。そして古い私は死んだ。古い私は死に、新しい私は死なない体になっていた。
A body that never dies?
私の免疫機能並びに代謝効率は著しく能力向上し、テロメアは回復し続けるようになった。そう、私は決して老いず死ななくなった。私の成長はその時に止まったままなの。17歳のまま決して老いることはないの。
Is every character somehow related to the title of this the game, or is it just her? Because I'm guessing that has to do with the name of the game, Ever17. So is it about her? Huh. Obviously, I don't know everything. I do remember that. I mean, this happened last time. Couldn't remember details, but I guess there's only one way to find out is to keep playing and find out. Highly improved immune system and increased metabolic efficiency. Telomeres that continue to rejuvenate. Well, what she said was to be believed. Tsugumi's body would never die on its own. As long as her body had the energy to continue, it would not die. As long as she continued to have the will to live, her body would be sustained forever. Semi-eternal life. But was such a thing even conceivable? The concept of never growing old, never dying, was it possible? Why do living creatures age? Essentially, it is to protect against exhaustion and deterioration of function. The life cycle needs aging so it can have succession and renewal through subsequent generations. I couldn't help but laugh. Oops. That's a good story, but no way. But I guess it's a good joke. Pretty solid.
ええ、そうね。
Tsugumi snickered at my words.
そう、ただの冗談。引っかかると思ったんだけどダメだったみたいね。
What else would you expect? Crazy talk like that.
なんだ、たけし、やっぱりバカじゃなかったんだ。
Tsugumi got up slowly. Her disheveled clothes showed just a peak of her legs, and a glimpse of her sleek thighs, her clean satin skin, and a scar. What the?
どうしたの、たけし？どこ見てるの？
Your right thigh, at the
も
scar.
っと近くで見たい？
Oh yeah. No.
見せてあげようか。
No, really. It's okay. Sure enough, it was a scar. However, It looked like something that had healed years ago, just a scar where once several stitches closed the wound. We should... I mean, you did say it would take... I mean, she's not a medical professional, but she did say it would take 2 months, so... She might be off a month or so, but I mean... Still, after something like that, you would think that... I'm pretty sure Sugumi's telling the truth. Afterwards, I went straight back to the conference room. Yeah, speaking of you... Her dad was missing for 17 years, so... Is that a reference to the title or just a reference to the number? I don't know. Did I read that? Both my body and mind were exhausted. Backwards. Even though little remained of the night, I slept soundly. When I woke, I felt refreshed and fully recharged. Apparently no one had noticed my disappearance during the night. They weren't nosy like the last time.
皆さん、おはようございます。
Maybe the kid learned to mind his own business.
おはよう、ソラさん。おはよう。
Yeah, hi there, Sora. A little later than usual, Sora presented herself in the conference room.
どうだったソラ？メンテは順調だったのかな？ええ、はい。システムコンディションは正常です。もっとも設備の物理的破損については改善のしようがないのですが、無事メンテナンスは終了しました。全館において通常と変わりない機能をお届けできることを保証します。そっか、よかった。私、茜ヶ崎空については診断の結果、若干の思考ノイズがあることが発見されましたが、業務上問題はないものとされ、そのままになっています。
That's good.
ねえねえ、ソラさん、思考ノイズって何？あ、ココちゃん、それはね、時々私にいたずらをしようとするお客さんがいるんですよ。嘘を教えたり、意地悪をして混乱させたり。それで私の記憶や反応がちょっと変になってしまうことがあるんです。そういうのが思考ノイズなんです。
It's an interesting thing there. People will tell her receiving false information causes everything to get out of alignment. It's interesting.
あらかじめ持っている知識と新しい情報とどちらが正しいのか判断できなくなってしまって、あまりひどいとシステムをいじって記憶を書き換えることになります。でも今回はそんなトラブルは起こっていませんから安心してくださいね。はーい。あとはそうですね、皆さんが眠っていた間の館内センサーの記録のチェックはまだ行われていません。新たな浸水などは起こっていないと思いますけど、早めに記録を確認して状況をご報告しますね。
I've been thinking they'd want to check this stuff just so they could narrow down when this supposed 24-hour window of death and destruction can happen. It's right around the corner. And did it say what time? I can't remember if it said what time it was when he woke up. But
ソラ、頼んだよ。
はい、お任せください。そうそう、レミ端末はメンテによってレスポンスが向上したはずです。レミのトラフィックに問題があったのですが、この問題を解決。現在のレミューの状態に合わせ端末の通信機能は最適化されました。
Hey Sora, what do you mean by traffic? I'd like to know more about it. What exactly was tweaked in the terminals?
それでは皆さん、そろそろ食事に行きましょうか。
Is it just me or did she completely dodge that question? Well, what? That was a double click away. Is it just me or did she just totally ignore my question? Oh well. Perhaps she just couldn't hear me. Everybody relocated to the chicken sandwich shop. And as always, I cooked up breakfast for everyone. Looking at their faces as they ate, I suddenly felt relieved. The faces of you, Coco, the kids, seemed so happy. Sora just stood by quietly, watching them enjoy the meal. However, Tsugumi was nowhere to be seen. "8:44. Yeah, this is supposedly... this is the last day that the stuff's supposed to hold out. I don't remember anything too precise. The scene with Tsugumi there, I remembered, and I remember spoiler stuff. But that's all I remember. So yeah, this one branch will probably be over soon. So this will be the end of this episode. If stuff starts happening, I'm probably going to do a long episode next time. Or if stuff don't look like it's going to happen, I'll do a short one. Or not a short one, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm going to have the ending be in one episode, so once it starts happening, it'll all be in one episode. So I don't know how long that would be, but probably happening soon. Anyway, hope you folks enjoyed. I shall return in the next episode of Ever17. Farewell.